Welcome to Baseline Thoughts, the podcast where we take a deep dive into all things basketball. We explore the ins and outs of the sport we all love. Grab your headphones and get ready to talk hoops with Baseline Thoughts. Welcome to Baseline Thoughts, episode 5. I'm your host, Marcus Bullock, joined by producer Jason Brice. Jay, how we doing today?
Hey, not too bad, brother. Always a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And we are joined today by South Jersey. I'm not gonna say legend yet because I don't think you can't be a legend because you haven't even been gone yet. But South Jersey star, Merrimack College Division I player, Tye Dorset. Tye, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on today.
Absolutely. Looking to get into some good conversations. Tye, to me, and I know he disagrees because we've had this conversation, I think he's one of the most, in recent years, underrated players in South Jersey. Now, to say that he first team all South Jersey for sure. I don't know what you were all state. You were first or second team probably.
Yeah, I think I was second.
Second team all state. So to have those honors, and I still think he's underrated, is saying something. And what I mean by that is he went to Lenape, and anybody who knows Lenape basketball, and this is not a shot at Lenape, I respect the program they have. It's tough the way they play, it's tough to really not shine, because he definitely did that, but kind of like put your mark on everything because of the way they play. But he was able to do that for really 3 years. He did that. But I think if he goes to another school, he's averaging between 25 and 30 a game.
Wow.
Now, he was still in the low 20s your senior year, 19 as a junior. So he still put up his numbers. Don't get me wrong. Sure. But I don't think people understand how good of a player he is. And I'll be honest, I didn't know how good of a player he was until I was fortunate enough to work with him, that the summer going into his senior year, and then throughout his senior year, I didn't really know it either. So that's why I say he's underrated. I just don't think people know how good he actually is. But he definitely had a great high school career and is starting what we hope to be a great college career as well at Merrimack.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
For sure. So how have things been going? Let's not talk about basketball yet. School-wise, how's Merrimack treating you? The actual classroom, off the court stuff, social life. How's everything going for you?
Yeah, it's been smooth, man. Merrimack's a little bit smaller, so like the teachers is a little more intimate. Less people in your classes, so your teachers really get to know you. I like it. I can't complain so far. It's only been a month and a half, but I can't complain.
How has it been being away from home?
It's been all right. I was fortunate enough to go up in the summer, and I was gone for about a month. So, I'm kind of used to it being gone for a while. I'm accustomed to it now.
How are your parents handling it?
One would say my mom, she's been struggling a little bit. My dad was ready for me to go, though.
Yeah,
he was ready for me to go.
Can I ask a quick question, though, Coach? Real quick. What's the weather like up there? You're not wearing that up there, right?
Yeah, no, it's cold. It was like 80 degrees outside yesterday here. It's like 40 there right now.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They get cold up there for sure.
Trust me, you get used to it. Yeah. Being up in New Hampshire like I was, you get used to it, and it's just, it's just another day.
Yeah, that's what my teammates been telling me.
And then, but I will say this: what you do learn you appreciate the nice days. So when it gets to the spring and it starts getting you appreciate it more than when you were here in Jersey, and you just it's just another day. You appreciate it more up there. So, so how has the transition from, high school basketball to college basketball been? Meaning like the level of play, how have you been able to adapt to it so far?
Yeah. For starters, man, it's way faster. Like the pace of play is super fast and super physical. I think that I've been able to get accustomed to it pretty fast though. I just think that the pace of play is something that helps me. I think I get to make my reads a little bit faster. Yeah. But the physicalness, man, that's been the biggest jump for me by far. Just like you're playing with people who are almost like twice your age. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a teammate that's 25. So
wow.
Yeah.
I would say that it's been good though. Like I've added like a different aspect of basketball, and I really enjoy it.
Now, in high school, you were a point guard. Had the ball in your hands. What's going to be? Where are you at with that at Merrimack right now?
I think I'm a little bit of both spots. I think I'll have the ball in my hands sometimes. We got two really good point guards on my team, but I think I'm going to play more of the two, just because of my shooting ability and stuff. And our point guards are really good at getting paint touches.
Gotcha.
So
good.
I think I'll be more of the two this year.
Cool. All right, now let's go back to high school. You come in as a freshman. I believe the freshman year was the COVID year for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you come in as a freshman. What were you thinking? What were your expectations? Not for that year, but just in high school in general. Like, what were you hoping to accomplish? Did you have any this is what I want to do, or what were your thoughts coming into high school?
If I'm being honest, I never put my expectations too high. I kind of just went 1 year at a time. Freshman year, obviously, you want to play varsity, but I was cool with JV. I played JV. I started JV my freshman year, but I was cool with it. I wasn't really like down on myself that first year. Like you said, it was COVID, so it was a little different. But like my freshman year, Lenape was real good. So I remember like just sitting there soaking it all in and like seeing what it takes to make an impact at that level.
So your sophomore year now, you're on a team, a very special team. You had I believe 3 seniors were starting that year, and then a junior and yourself.
Yep.
And these are 3 seniors that went on to, one a Division I, Division II, Division III player, I believe. Yep. And you guys did some pretty special things. How were you able to have an impact on a team like that? That was older. Had been playing, but you still were able to have that impact and make a mark for yourself.
Yeah, that's actually something I struggled with at the beginning of the year because I had never been on a team like that.
Yeah.
But eventually you just find stuff to help win, whether that's like, who knows, making the extra pass, couple possessions, boxing out, getting on the ground, just doing stuff that impacts winning, honestly. I think that's why I was so successful after that, like my junior and senior year, because like kind of like get it out the mud. Like, yeah. You start off by doing the little stuff, scoring like 5 points a game, and then everything else just comes with ease, honestly.
Now that team, I believe you guys won South Jersey and then lost that next game to Marlboro, I believe, who went on to win. I think they won the state that year. I think.
No, they lost to Elizabeth.
Lost to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like? Give me a memory from that season, not necessarily those games, but is there a game that stood out to you as where you kind of, because going in, and I know you're a pretty confident guy, but at that time was there any lack of confidence and do I fit here and did anything happen that year to make you feel like, okay, I belong here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. To be honest, my first game we played Linden at Cherokee. And, like, I had a real good game. I think I had, like, 15 points or something. But I just felt comfortable out there. But, the season's, it's up and down.
Yeah.
So I would say that game. And we played Cherho East, early that year. And I didn't even do anything special. But they were real good that year. And I felt comfortable out there. And so that was, like, making a couple shots and getting rebounds, just making plays. That boosted my confidence that year. But I would say that Linden game was huge for my confidence that year.
Good. Now let's move on. Junior year, you become the 3 seniors graduate. You are now the guy, right? You scored 19 points a game. How was that transition for you? You talked about it a little bit already, but that transition from going to role player, just finding ways to affect winning, to now you are the guy we need every game to step up and lead the way.
Yeah. It was a difference for sure. But I think I embraced it, which made it easier and allowed me to be successful. Because I kind of knew, if I didn't step up, we'd struggle. So it was good though, and we got some transfers in that year, and some people stepped up. So it made my transition easier, and I think we shocked some people that year, and we kind of snuck up on you, which also I think played a role in us being that good that year.
Now let's talk about leadership. Did you struggle with that at all? Was it natural for you? Because you're still only a junior, and you had a couple other seniors who had played. But like I said, you were the guy. Was there any part of that was troublesome for you, or was it just kind of natural for you?
The leadership stuff that came natural. I can't even tell you where it comes from.
Yeah.
But it just I knew how important it was. You always need someone to be vocal, and Teague was vocal.
Yep.
But he kind of needed some help in that aspect. So it just came natural, and it ended up being something that was good for me.
So now your junior year ends. Tough loss to Egg Harbor in the South Jersey final.
Yep.
That was a good team. They had a very good team.
Is that what my man? What's my man name? Skinny dude.
Carlos? Lopez?
Nah, that's the guard.
Yeah.
Nah, what's the other one? Egg Harbor Township.
DJ German? German?
The guard?
He's he almost kind of like you a little bit. Oh,
they had a couple good guards my first 2 years. They had like 4 or 5. They had
something Chain Baby or Julian. Oh, I got to figure out what his name is.
I don't know.
I'll figure it out.
They had a couple guards. They had good guard play those years.
They did. Yeah, that's
Jelly.
Oh, J. Nelly Reyes.
Nelly. Yeah, Nelly was cold. Yeah.
J. Nelly. That's who.
Yeah.
Nelly was real good.
He was tough,
good.
though.
Yeah,
He was good.
He went to Widener.
Widener. He's at Widener. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's tough.
He was real good.
Yeah, he was tough.
So that season ends. Like you said, you I don't know what your expectations were, but I think you guys had a very good season. Tough way to end it. So now you're going into your senior year. Did you, after that loss, did you do anything different? Was there any extra motivation for the season, or what was kind of your thoughts? Taking away from that junior year, how are you going to have a successful senior year?
Oh yeah, for sure. After losing, I remember we lost the Burlington County championship at we lost 2 championship games at home that year. Yeah. And I just remember saying to myself, we can't keep losing at home. People are beating us in championship games at our house. I think there was just a little more I was going a little bit harder that summer because I knew that I could go somewhere with it. And I just, you don't want to lose championship games in your house senior year. It's not something you want to be a part of. So I just remember saying not allowing that to happen, do what I got to do to make sure it doesn't happen.
So, your senior year, you guys have an excellent season. Talk about championships. We Holy Cross comes to Lenape in the semifinal of the Burlington County tournament.
Straight work.
We weren't even, from what everybody said, we weren't even supposed to be there. We had 2 upset wins just to get there. That's probably, I don't want to say anything crazy here. Either Lenape or St. Rose are the toughest teams I've ever had to coach against. And I would say Lenape. And now here's why I'll say that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Here's why I'll say that. It was probably the middle of the end of the first quarter. And I have a whole sheet of offensive plays that we run. A whole sheet, a paper, and there's plays. And it's only 10 font. So it's not big. And I literally threw it at my assistant coach and I said, "You run something." Because everything we ran, they just dissected it. And because of the type of players they had on their team, where we would usually go for our mismatches, that was their strengths.
Wow.
So it was they were a very good defensive team. And it wasn't, the funny thing was, to start off the game, you guys weren't making shots.
No, not at all.
But we couldn't even get a shot off. So it was and I felt okay, we're only down 7. We're okay.
Right.
And then it just bang. Yeah. And I'll never forget the play. Your boy Miles was going for his 1,000th point. And our game plan was, I said, listen, if Miles makes 3s, we live. Let's just let him shoot the ball.
Sure.
And he took a couple. I think he missed 2.
Yeah,
and then he caught the ball in the corner. And our big guy ran at him. And he took that ball baseline, cocked it behind his head. And I said,
that was
it's
it.
a wrap.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then from there on, now they're off in transition. Now everybody's feeling good. I think he got a dunk.
Yeah.
And then it was just but that game was just the way they played defense together.
Sure.
Intensity. They had the kid Matt, who was he's the type of kid who playing against him, you hate him, but you want him on your team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so
Perfect way to put it.
That was very well. Coach Wolf does a great job coaching those guys, and they had a lot of talent that came together to play. They were good.
Yeah.
But that was just the semifinal game. Then you guys go on to beat RV in the championship, which was a tough game.
Very tough.
Right? I think they played you guys very well.
Yeah.
But you guys figured it out, and you had to come back.
Yeah, I got hurt like the first play of the game. I was out for like the whole first quarter.
Yeah,
I came back.
They came back to win that one, and then you go into the playoffs. First 2 rounds, I think you had not easy games, but you won.
Yeah.
And then I think you played Toms River, was a closer game.
Very close. Almost folded.
And then Eastern. Eastern comes to Lenape. This is your 3rd time playing them.
Yep.
I believe you had 2 close games with them during the regular season.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that game. You guys were in trouble.
Absolutely.
You really had no business winning that game.
I think we were down for at least 20 minutes in that game.
Without a doubt.
I remember too many
Was
points.
that a playoff game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the South Jersey final.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man, and Eastern was on the road at y'all.
Yes. And we led maybe 5 minutes of that game.
The last.
Yeah.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Barely 2, maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Yeah.
It wasn't much. So just kind of, I know we just kind of ran through it, but just take us through that whole season. And it ended with a loss to Elizabeth in the state final. But just take us through that season and kind of where your head was at and how things were going and what you were thinking.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, we knew what we were capable of that year. We knew as soon as junior year ended, we all knew that we were coming back, and we knew we had a transfer in ace, and we knew what we were capable of, and that's kind of what we strived for the whole year. I remember there would be practices where, you know how practices, sometimes it's just the energy's low, and Wolf would go at us. He would be like, y'all want to win a state championship, y'all need to act like it. But I think when we hung our hat on the defensive end, we were really tough to beat. It's hard to bring that every game, but we brung it for most of the season, and when we did, we were tough to beat. We were tough to beat for sure.
Talk about Coach Wolf. He took over for Coach Qatar, who has his own, I guess, legendary status as a coach and player in the area. Talk about Coach Wolf and just kind of how he is as a coach and what you were able to learn from him. Yeah,
man. Me and him were real close. He believed in me from the start. Even when I was young and I was just all right. I was never too good. He believed in me, and I think he's a player's coach. Like, I think people enjoy playing for him, which I think makes it easier to play for him.
Right.
He offensively kind of, you got to run. Obviously, you got to run offense, but if you take pride in guarding your man and not letting him score, offensively, he kind of just lets you go. Which who doesn't want to
for sure
play for someone like that? So I think I learned a lot from him as from a guard. Just kind of controlling the team. He kind of let me play through my mistakes and learn.
It's important
how to run a team and how to be successful running a team.
Let's get into the recruiting process. So going through your junior, senior year, all that stuff that we already talked about is going on, but now you're also in the recruiting process. How was that process for you? Were you stressed about it? And give me what schools, obviously you ended up at Merrimack, but what other schools were in the mix?
Yeah. My recruitment was pretty late, compared to everyone else in the class. Mine was late. I didn't really start getting recruited seriously until the end of that junior year. That's when, people start calling and start texting. But I had a good amount of mix in the school for a while. I had Northeastern, heavy interest from Northeastern, UMBC, obviously Merrimack. Army was in the mix for a while. And then I talked to a couple Ivies for a little bit, such as Cornell, talked to Lafayette, Patriot. But ultimately for me, it was just, does it feel like a family aspect? Because you're going to be around those group of guys for 4 years, maybe even longer, who knows? And do you enjoy being around them?
Absolutely.
And that was a big part for me. And that's what stood out with Merrimack for me. Everyone enjoyed to be around each other, and it just felt like a family aspect. And I think Gallo does a really good job of showcasing that when you go on your visits and stuff.
Yeah, that's important. I think that, like you said, the family aspect, and are you just comfortable on the campus? Do you feel like, this is somewhere you could see yourself? Who all was involved in your decision?
Like family wise,
or just schools? No, like your family. Like who did you reach out to? Who was, who helped you make the decision? Obviously, it comes down to you.
Yeah.
But
so obviously, my two parents they played a role in it, but they kind of let me make the decision, which I really appreciated. Coach Wolf was really involved. Obviously, the coaches would text him.
Yeah.
My AAU coach, Mike Cervellino, he was really involved. And then, to be honest, my trainer, Demetrius Briggs, outside of you were involved too, but he played a role in it for sure. I would call him because him and Gallo were actually cool. And I remember him saying like he would think that would be a good spot for me, but he was really involved too. Just he always gave me good advice and told me what to look out for. Yeah. But even like, Derek, he played a role in it. Like he told me what to look out for since he had been through the process and stuff. There was a bunch of people involved, which made it, not as stressful.
Yeah. Cool. Good. So what are some of the biggest challenges you faced so far at Merrimack? Whether it's school basketball, like what as that incoming freshman, what have you seen that's maybe different or just challenging for you a little bit?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing for me, like I mentioned earlier, was the physicality. I'm not the strongest guy, but in high school you kind of get away with it. Being taller, being a little bit faster. Everyone's is at the same level once you get to that certain level. And like I said, I'm not the strongest guy, so you can bump me off my spot. Or like I'm driving, you can bump me off my lane pretty fast and pretty easily. So just kind of working around that. Obviously, getting stronger would be the biggest thing. And I've been in the weight room and stuff, but I would say that's the biggest challenge for me on the court thus far.
Take me through an average day for you. Practices. I don't know if it's officially started, but I know you guys have time where you can still practice and stuff.
Yeah.
Take me through like a day at Merrimack.
So I get up. I got class at 8 a.m. every day, except for Friday. But so I got at 8 a.m. So I'll get up at like 7:20, go to class, and I'll come back. Our practice slots at 11. So I'll go get something to eat and then lay down in my bed for a little bit. Mind you, my campus or my dorm room is like a 2-minute walk from the gym.
That's good.
So I can have a little bit of downtime in between class and practice. So after I get something to eat, I'll go to practice I'll get there and I'll get to the locker room like 10:20. Maybe a little bit before that. And, I'll get dressed, go to practice. Practice usually goes from like 11 to 1 maybe, 1:30, and then we'll have a lift right after at 2. Then lift will go to 2:45. Then I'll have class at 4 most of the days. Come back, shower, eat, go to class. And then the rest of my day is usually chill, do some homework. Just downtime, usually pretty tired after a day like that. So,
I know it's early in the year, but have you had any struggle balancing, the basketball, the schoolwork, the social life, or has it been pretty easy flow for you?
I would say it's been easy for me, but I could see how it brings challenges. You could get caught up in one part and, kind of stop thinking about, for example, school. Like you could be so focused on basketball or your sport in general and kind of put school in the back burner. But I think the coaches do a good job of like making sure you're up to date on work. And we have mandatory study hall hours where you have to go and get some work done. So I think the challenge, the balance has been easy for me so far, but I could see how it's challenging.
Now you get to school. What do you, or what have the coaches been focusing on with you in your game the most? And what have you seen really improve since you've been to college?
Yeah, I think the coaches kind of keeping my confidence up and, taking shots, and they know I'm capable of making shots. But also in the pick and roll, I've been doing a lot of pick and roll stuff in practice. I think my reads have gotten better since I've been at school, kind of making the right play every time and just making winning plays, because the longer you have the basketball without turning it over, usually the more successful you are, and they're big on not turning it over.
For sure. So. For sure. Now, have your coaches been, what kind of coaches are they? Do you have yelling, screaming coaches? Are they teaching or what have you seen from them that say, okay, this is kind of how they're going to approach everything?
Yeah. I think Gallo's like an energized guy. Like he's not going to yell at you all the time, but when he needs to, he will. Yeah. He's a fiery guy, someone you would want to play for. Yeah. But I think he's also like he'll bring you over to the side and talk to you calmly, because that's a way that, like, for me, that's better for me than someone yelling at me 24/7.
Right.
The yelling is cool, but I think it gets through the player easily when you have that one-on-one conversation, and I think he does a good mix of all of that.
Let's talk about role models. Do you have any? And obviously, I'm sure your parents, that kind of thing. But I really mean more just in the basketball world, role models that you've, or even players that you've kind of patterned your game after, or things you've kind of tried to steal from this guy, steal from that guy. Anybody like that comes to mind?
I wouldn't say role models, but there obviously is people that like I look up to, and like the way they play. Like, I'm a big Cam Reddish guy. I remember being young, just watching his highlights and stuff, and the way he played was always appealing to me. So I would say as I got older, he's a really good shooter, good shot maker. So I would say I took some stuff from his game. And then CJ McCollum, like, I feel like we have similar, like, he's a taller guard. He's a sound guard. So I would say I watched some of him as well. And people have, like, compared me to him before. Like, I remember before I committed, that's something Gallo told me that like stuck out to me, because it's someone who I watched, and he told me I looked like high school CJ McCollum. So I would say them too.
Cool. And you talked about this earlier, the basketball season, long season, lots of highs and lows. How do you stay motivated, focused, when things are going good, but also in the downtimes? How do you, you haven't gone through it as in college yet, but when the season's even longer, but how do you stay on the right track and not let yourself get too high or too low? Yeah,
I think it comes down to controlling what you can control and not staying too high or getting too low. Like, the more you worry about what you can control and what you can help with, I think the easier it is, because the more you start focusing on stuff that's out of your control, then you start worrying about stuff that you can't do nothing about. Sure. So I think it comes down to controlling what you can control and kind of staying even keel, because, it's easy to get real high and stuff's going good.
Yep.
But, when it gets real low, who are you when it's tough? It's big.
Great point. What advice would you give to a young player who wants to, dreams to play in college? What do you think are some really important things that they need to do to get on the right track to make that happen?
I think just trust in the work, trust in the grind. There's no shortcut to any of it.
For sure.
So I think it's easy. It sounds cliche, but that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And I think also putting yourself around people who want to see you succeed. It's easy to get caught up in the wrong group of people. I think surrounding yourself by people who kind of have the same goals as you and want to see you succeed is a recipe for success.
Cool. I like it.
Let me just comment, if I can. You close with your father?
Yeah. Me and my father are pretty close.
That's your example.
Yeah.
Because you said earlier, I have some leadership. I don't know where it come from.
Yeah.
It come from you watching your father. I'm just listening to the way you talk, the way that I'm like, nah, somebody poured into him.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, your pops did a great job.
Huge.
And your mom's too. I don't want to discount that, but I could tell that you're close with your father. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I do want to ask a question, though. Yo, what do you eat, though? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hearing all these things, great leadership on class. I mean, yo, if you're getting offered for Lafayette and Cornell, that means your grades are incredible, right? Because if you are a D+ student, you're not getting that offer. At least I don't think you are. So, I mean, you have regimen with everything.
Yeah.
Discipline with everything. Is the discipline with the eating?
Now, I'm going to be honest.
Got him.
That's probably like, my eating habits aren't the greatest. I've been working on it, but I'm young, man. I enjoy going out with my friends, going to Chick-fil-A, going to Chipotle. I do eat a lot of Chipotle.
Okay.
I would say that's probably like my favorite fast food restaurant as of right now. But yeah, that's probably something I need to struggle with. I struggle with a little bit, eating unhealthy.
But even that, though, bro, like, you're eating, like, healthy fast food.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking you're talking about McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah.
You said Chipotle.
I don't indulge in the McDonald's too often. When it's open, I'll go there here occasionally. But, yeah, I would say I'm a Chipotle guy.
Good stuff. And you're up there in Massachusetts, so you've had a lobster roll?
I haven't had a lobster roll before.
You have to get that.
Gotta get a lobster
roll. That's delicious.
You like seafood?
Yeah, I've never had lobster before. But I do like seafood though.
You had some seafood up there, right?
I haven't.
My gosh.
Yeah.
You got.
Oh yeah.
I missed out the one day during the summer. My team went to a seafood boil.
Oh.
And I stayed back. I forget why I did at the time, but I've never had some seafood.
Yeah, try that stuff, man.
All right, get into some quick hitters here as we wind this thing down. First thing I got to ask, this is the first time I've seen you since you left for school.
Right.
And when you left for school, you had more hair.
Yeah.
What was the thought behind that?
Fresh start, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really it, honestly. Not too much went into it. I'll probably end up getting them back eventually.
Yeah.
Just a nice little fresh start. Easier to maintain.
Does it go into does the hair add to your persona? You gotta understand I'm a counselor, and I feel like your hair can actually, in a certain style, like you may play better.
Yeah.
Like if you got cornrows, yo, you coming gangster. Because you already feel gangster. And like, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I actually do think it adds to some personal swag, like on the court. Yeah. I do actually. I would agree, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely agree.
Okay.
Yes. All right, what is your go-to pregame meal? I know we got into your Chipotle and all that, but
I don't even have one.
yeah.
I don't even have one.
So before high school games, what would you do? Like, so a lot of times you guys would play early or later?
We would play later during the week. We'd play
Okay,
like
so what would you do after school? What would you do?
Okay, yeah. So maybe after school, usually I'm going home to take a nap.
Okay.
But I'll usually get some pizza or something, or sometimes Chipotle, sometimes Chick-fil-A. It was kind of all over the place. Yep. But I was really big on taking naps before games.
Gotcha. Okay. So right now you're in workout, you're at school, just you, maybe another guy. What's playing? What music you got going?
If I'm working out with somebody else, I'll probably keep it mainstream. So Drake.
Okay, so nobody else is there.
No one else is there.
Hear real stuff.
Okay. I might put on some Rack Baby.
What?
Some Rack Baby.
Oh, that's the artist, or
That's his name, Rack Baby.
RACK or RAQ?
RAQ.
That's what I figured. Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
I've been listening to a lot of him. A lot of Glock 40 Spaz.
Glock 40 Spaz.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his.
Why? I'm sorry, Coach. Why though? Glock 40 Spaz.
Yeah, I just like the way he sounds.
Okay.
I heard a song for the first time a couple years ago, and I've been listening to him ever since.
Okay. All right.
I'm also a big Drake guy though. Like I listen to the big names. I like Jay-Z.
Okay.
But I keep it underground for the most part.
Who is your most overrated artist?
Oof. I'm gonna go. He's not that popular anymore.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go Polo G. I was never a big Polo G guy.
Okay.
I never listened. I never really listened to him that much. I know a lot of people liked him. So everyone else I feel is properly rated. I like a lot of people.
And who is the greatest artist of all time?
I'm biased.
Okay.
But I think it's Drake.
Oh, all right. That's not where I thought you were gonna go.
Where do you think I was?
I thought you were gonna say Wayne or somebody like that.
Wayne's probably my second.
Okay.
And then my third is Andre 2000.
All right, that's respectable.
It's a generational thing.
Yeah,
I understand.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about NBA.
Okay.
Favorite team?
I'm a Nets fan. I know it's different. Yeah. I'm a Nets fan.
What?
Yo, Tye, listen, you are always welcome here on the show. You know what I'm saying? You've been a Nets fan for how long, sir? Since a baby.
Yeah, maybe a little bit after that. Like, I became a fan of them on my own. You know, my family's Sixers fans, but I remember I would say around 8. Kevin Garnett trade.
What made you a Nets fan?
I can't really even tell you besides the fact is when they had Kevin, like the old Celtics roster on their roster, I just remember gravitating towards him. That's literally it.
All right. We're gonna have him back on. We'll get into that conversation. Favorite NBA player? Current.
Anthony Edwards. I like Anthony Edwards.
Good one. And who is your favorite player of all time?
Probably KD. KD's probably my favorite player.
Okay. And who's the best player of all time?
LeBron James. I think it's undisputed at this point.
I think it's a generational thing.
It's generational, yeah.
A lot of like my coaches, they're big MJ guys. Like all my coaches are big MJ guys.
And they say Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting though that you I have to respect that. Your favorite player is KD, but you acknowledge that LeBron is above KD.
Oh, absolutely. I just personally like watching KD play basketball more.
I got you.
But yeah, I think it's undisputed LeBron.
Sure,
Are you into football, NFL?
Yeah, I watch a lot of football.
Who's your team in football?
I'm a Colts fan. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a traditional thing, right? It's a tradition. Your father's one?
No, my father's a Cowboys fan.
Okay, you got the C thing going on. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you become a Colts fan?
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
I was a fan of his coming out of Stanford. I was young.
This is interesting.
Yeah, my sports teams. When like I tell people my favorite sports teams, it's always a conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna get into this some more. I would understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Not Eagles.
Is your
Eagles is my. You can't have a second favorite team in my personal opinion, but
Tye, you were welcome back. He has like 12 second teams.
Really? I'm from New York, bro. You know, we got options, bro. We got options.
Yeah. I like watching the Eagles though. Okay. I'm a fan of the Eagles. I like watching them.
So speaking of, you said your father is a Cowboys fan. Mm-hmm. We're recording this on October 14th after they got beat down. Is everything okay? Is he all right?
He is all right.
He's a good guy. I want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, he's all right. At this point, Cowboys are
okay.
Yeah, he's used to it.
All right. What is your best memory or favorite memory of basketball? Anything, you playing, anything related to basketball?
Probably winning those sectionals. Who doesn't like winning, especially on that stage? Those are definitely my most fond memories. You work so hard to get to a certain point, and when you achieve that, there's nothing better than that.
Sure.
Nothing better than that.
Did you cry?
This year I did a little bit.
You did?
A very little bit. I'm not a big crier. I did cry this year though, a little bit.
That means you held back because you wanted to cry more, but you was like, "Yo, I ain't got no punk."
Yeah, for sure.
Tears of joy is good, man.
A little bit this year. I usually haven't, but I did.
That's what's up, man.
All right, here's a tough one for you. Build a team of you plus four of players you have played with on a team. No pickup, no open gym.
I bid on a team with them.
Yeah, so it can be AAU, it can be obviously your high school teams, but it's got to be a team you played on, not an all-star team.
Okay,
like a team that you've played on with these guys.
Okay, so at the
and
one,
it's a game, so you need
I need 5 positions.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I got you. So at the one,
that could have been.
I know that's why I didn't say it.
Yeah.
You said
it was a plausible thing.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't paying attention.
No, I know. The only reason I said it the first time, he was like, "Whoa!"
I usually would have paused it too.
It's all good. It's all good.
At the one, I'm gonna go Derek Simpson at the one. I'm gonna go me at the 2.
Okay.
At the 3.
So you have Derek, who's now Rutgers, now at St. Joe's. Mm-hmm. Yourself at the 2.
I'm gonna come back to the 3.
Cool.
At the 5, I got Steisher Mathuria. He is an Army. He used to be an Army commit. Now, I think he is not committed anywhere, but he was on Phelps last year.
Okay.
He's a big man.
Played AAU with him?
Played AAU
Got
with him.
Yep.
Let's see. At the 3. This is a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna go Miles Primus at the 3.
Miles, Montclair State at the 3.
Montclair State at the 4. Oh, scratch that. I'm gonna go Aiden Anderson at the 3.
Aiden at the 3. Who's still at Lincoln?
No, he's at Point Park now.
Okay.
In Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It's another D2. I think NAI maybe. And at the 4. I guess I'm gonna go Tavon. I mean,
he's having a great career at Stockton.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tavon. I feel like I'm having a brain fart. I feel like I'm missing some people out right now. But off of my top of my head right now, that's my 5.
Is Tavon? Because my man Dad Jamal Johnson go down there. Mm-hmm. Is Tavon the big?
Big stocky,
light skin with the he's tough, man.
Yeah,
he's tough. He almost like Barkley down there.
He is. Big dude, strong dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good squad.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been fortunate to play with a lot of people, especially when you said no all-star team. Like
Yeah,
in the last year and a half,
that changes a lot.
Yeah, and also I've been on some good like makeup teams and stuff. I've been on some really good makeup.
Last question.
Okay.
Who would you like to see as a guest in your seat on Baseline Thoughts? But you have to help us get your answer on the show. So it's got to be somebody you know, somebody you have a connection to.
Okay, someone I have a connection to. I'm gonna go. Gotta be South Jersey.
It could be anybody. It could be anybody. I mean, it could be your head coach at Merrimack. You know, we can put him right on the screen. It could be maybe a point guard from Merrimack who's all first preseason, all first team.
I'm gonna go Bud Clark.
Bud Clark.
That's my guy.
West Catholic.
Yeah.
Now at Merrimack.
Yeah. Really.
All right.
We're probably one of the better people I've ever played against. You know, going against him in practice. It's tough.
All right, so you're gonna have to make that connection.
I'm gonna put the word in. We were talking about me, Bud, and another person on our team, Matt Becht.
Okay.
We were talking about making our own podcast. Actually,
do it. All right.
We were talking about that, but yeah, I can help you all out.
All right, I appreciate it. Well, Tye, that's a wrap for today. I appreciate you coming on. Obviously, good luck this season, and definitely want to have you back on throughout the season just to kind of check in and definitely want to talk some NBA hoops with you. I know you have a lot of good knowledge and good takes on the NBA and basketball in general. So good luck, and definitely thanks for being here today.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me. I had a good time. Awesome.
Well, that's a wrap, episode 5. Thanks for watching Baseline Thoughts, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching Baseline Thoughts, powered by Baseline Hoops. Check out Baseline Hoops for all your basketball development needs. Please visit us on all social media platforms at Baseline Hoops NJ. If you like the show, please like and leave a comment, and let us know if you have any topics you would like to hear on Baseline Thoughts.